2, 1, going live. Hello, everybody. So today, oh, it's really bad. It says ticket mishap unfold. Okay. I think I gotta change this a little bit. Just like do last minute update. Okay, maybe I'm not. I'm not gonna touch it. Just gonna. It's not quite working, so I'm gonna. Live code, do a little hacking here, and say if title.length is equal to less than 5, then I use replacement title or I use title.
Is title ever null or undefined?
Yes, thank you for that. Just be sure. 20.
Cool.
50. All right, 30. This is so horrible. 25. Okay, nobody knows what I'm doing. Okay. If it ever generates a longer title, it's going to replace it. Otherwise, the screen, which you can see now, it's just going to say live coding : LLM based game. Okay. We tried to show off some new technology we have developed, but it failed horribly. So what you can see now, we have a nice titles for our live stream this time now. Welcome. And today, what we're gonna do is continue with where we left off. Last time, we had a little fun experiment where we introduced a supervision / god / manager type of figure or agent, we should call it agent, into the loop of the core game logic, so that when now it is capable of steering the conversation of the two characters that were conversing nonstop and keep dwelling on a single topic. For context, what we've been doing is we have created a LLM powered locally, fully local LLM, not the cloud or open AI thing, but fully local, using Mistral plus Ollama to power this game. There isn't a lot of core game logic yet. It's not quite playable, but we are taking the first step to try to emulate a game, just very much like how they did that in the generative agent paper, which we won't go into details. Joining me today is Emily.
Hello.
And then let me just for people who are new, let me just quickly show you what we're talking about here.
Sure.
Like covering the state of our game. This is fully open source. Anyone can download and play with it. All right, this is what we have. It's not much. There's a game. There's a person you can move around, and the two people are talking in a very rapid fashion, because we're using a very small LLM model. We're using a Mistral 7B. This is the state of the game, but if you look very closely, it's actually a coherent conversation. We've come a long way to actually achieve that. The coherent conversation was achieved by essentially. Let me actually pull up the our Miro account. I'm going to explain this. Okay, to refresh memory plus explain. We started off with very simple loop. Okay, we use our own framework called Livestack, which is specialized for kind of live AI interactions, live AI systems. So there are two. What I can see here is not very much different from like the current agent system yet. Like it's still very similar. We have two agents essentially. We call it character one, character two. They talk to each other. They don't have memory in the sense that character two always take the last output from the character one, and character one the same with character two, and then based on the very last thing they said, they generate the next output. So you can probably imagine like if the initial, there's always some kind of initial condition where um, we inject some kind of initial kickoff sentence into character two. If the sentence is hi, hello, if we say hi, character two is going to say hi to character one. Character one says, oh, hi back. And character two, seeing character one say hi, is going to hi back too because they both have no memory. It's just going to keep saying hi to each other. You can check out the behavior. I believe in our first or second live stream. This is what we started off with. Then we sort of, well, the natural next thing is just like humans, they gotta have memory. We could implement like this. Each character one, character two, have memory, but um, we kind of realized that for this very simple scenario, we don't need for them to hold respective memories, even though for the sake of emulating sort of the more like the realism, um, it's good for each of them have memory. I think we're gonna get into that, like come to that eventually. But for now, we just realized that the two memory can be shared because there's no secret in this world. Everybody is fully open to everybody else, so it could just have a common shared memory slash state, and we sort of modify it so that each character is contributing to the state instead of talking directly to each other. Now they're just sort of altering the state of this thing. That's one way to program it. There are, I think, other ways, which we might explore later. The way it works is character one adds a new line, appends a new line to the memory. So the memory is actually a list, and the memory then gets reintegrated and sort of accumulated and emits the new state to the other character, and the other character responds by appending yet another new line into the conversation history. So I was talking to someone about this thing just like about 2 hours ago, and he raised a very good question. How do they know? Actually, I lied a bit. I lied a bit because whenever there's update on memory, it kind of propagates the change to both characters. So the question is, how do they know whose turn to talk? Right? That's an open question. We don't know the exact answer. Our system is different from the traditional like turn-based. I think all LLM systems, like chat-based systems, right these days, turn-based. Essentially, it's your turn to talk, or the bot's turn, or your turn, bot's turn. Like the turn alternates. You send a response, and you wait for the bot. You send a request, and the bot send a response back. So, but in here, because we're building real-time system, which is our goal, we actually don't really have we don't yet have a clear concept of game. It's kind of free for all right now. Everybody just grab whatever they can, which definitely will lead to chaos. If they just kind of keep talking to each other, they can for sure just talk to themselves. Like as soon as I receive the new update, I don't care whether it's my turn to talk. I just keep adding new information to the conversation. that definitely could lead to chaos, right? So we just had a super simple heuristic to sort of we try to mimic like real life um, human behavior, in the sense that in real life people wait for their turn to talk. They kind of know when to talk, when to speak. So we sort of coded this very simple basic thing, the very basic principle into the characters, so that the character has a heuristic such that if if they have just recently talked, if they search the memory, they're like, oh, I just talked, they're going to yield the turn to the other player. It's super simple. It's simple heuristic. We're definitely going to change it to a more sophisticated one later, but it works for now. This is how you avoid chaos. Now the problem with this is that they're able to generate coherent conversation. You can check out our previous live stream or check out our social media to check the screenshot and screen recording. They have coherent conversation back and forth. So the kickoff topic, like again, at the human or from the outside, you kick off topic like say ancient. How do you spell ancient?
ANCIENT.
Ruin quest. Okay. So if the background is such that you introduce some kind of little background into it, you kick off the conversation. Player one is gonna be hooked and start talking about, where do I find this mysterious ancient civilization, and the NPC player is gonna start making things up. Oh, you gotta find a map and blah blah, and then to follow up, it's gonna start asking follow up questions, and the other player is gonna answer. Which is no surprise to us right now, because this is what you see from, I guess, other agent-based systems these days. But the problem is the topic never changes. They just keep dwelling on the same topic forever, and it never ends because they have a mandate to respond. We didn't give them the option to kind of end the. We actually try to give them the option to end the conversation in various ways. We keep telling them, if you think the conversation is over, it's going nowhere, output JSON terminate equals to true, but somehow it doesn't work. We still have to figure out like why. But the other problem is like if this is a game which simulates a world, then the world needs to move on. Maybe move on to the next day, to the next chapter, or change of topic, change of subject, or change of context. It's not happening. What happens is that they just keep one player, apparently, like you can see, this player, he tries to leave. He's like, oh, thank you for the information. I'm going to move on to my quest now. And then the NPC says, good luck. And then adds some new piece of information. And this guy says, oh, I'm leaving. And say something else. And he says, oh, best of luck. And sometimes they go back into the conversation. It's just like your feet tries to move away, but you stay there forever. So this is when we sort of thought, okay, this is probably a time to introduce some kind of overarching screenwriting, managing, supervising, God controlling figure, agent. It's very, very similar to a lot of these like sort of autonomous organization you see these days that people build. I think empirically people find that if you give it a all-seeing, all supervising, sort of overseeing, managing figure, things will turn a lot better and will go a much longer way. I think this is sort of the things people are starting to find. Like similarly, we're gonna introduce this supervisor into the equation. Emily, do you want to describe what happened then?
Yeah, so we introduced the supervisor. It sort of worked. The NPC was able to receive guidance from supervision, from supervisor in the sense of a new topic. But the thing that happened was the human player, because human player's prompt has a very high emphasis on the old summary and recent conversation. So he's trying to bring the conversation back to the original topic. So I think that's what we're trying to fix today.
Okay, and why do you think? Okay, to illustrate what she said, what Emily just said right now. Let me restart this, and we're gonna observe in the console how the conversation progresses. Okay, yeah, I think supervisor in here tries to intervene, like they start having these conversations, and the supervisor kind of feel that because our supervising heuristic right now is super simple. Just like if the conversation had gone over X terms, it's going too long, just change the subject, and we have a prompt to instruct one of the characters, one of the agents, to change subject. So this is what happens. So they were talking about ancient ruins. That's the kickoff, the starting topic. And now, let's see what happens. Okay, I think we have accumulated enough output. Exploring the future of technology and AI integration. Oh, okay, let's talk about this. Look at this previous one. Interesting topic, it's almost like caring about a planet or something. So the NPC tries to change the topic here, and look at what the other character tries to do. I understand you're passionate about your idea, but I would like to stay focused. Our initial topic of discussion, which is sustainable colonizations. Oh, I think actually they already changed the subject. Right?
Oh,
We're talking about colonization of space now.
What was the new topic again? It should be the one prior
I
to
can't see. Okay,
exploring.
exploring the future of technology. Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah,
technology.
maybe.
Let me run this again because this is fairly easily replicable. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me restart this, and then I'm going to load the interface and kick off the conversation, and just let it run for like maybe 100 turns and see. So every time, like the history keeps accumulating every time appending a new thing to the sentence. Wow, there's even emoji. That's a first. All right. Yeah, I think we've accumulated enough. Let me kill this. And let's see how it progresses. So at a certain point, the supervisor says, I think this is the first time he intervenes. I think supervisors are super, actually, fairly aggressive. Is it too aggressive?
It's okay.
So after 3 turns, supervisor tries to change topic. Okay, it's a very heavy-handed. They just said hello. Well, rumor has it that you find the mill land. Wait, did you change the initial prompt?
Oh, I think I might have changed it and never
All right.
changed it back.
So how about a cat? Some ancient cat civilization, I guess. I see. Thanks for the warning. I'll keep an eye on and tread carefully on my journey to find the Meow land. Meow land. Sorry. Because I thought of a joke. I don't know if I should tell or not. Okay, I'm gonna tell a joke. It's total digression.
Go ahead.
How did the cat want the steak done?
I think this is gonna be something dumb.
Okay, move on.
That's such a dad joke.
I find it funny.
Of
Okay.
course you do.
All right. All right. So at this point, the supervisor started intervening. How about discussing eco-friendly living tips? It's like very, very heavy intervention. And then NPC should start talking about eco-friendly living tips.
I think something's weird. Why did it kept interrupting? You see, like right underneath the green box. What do you think about renewable energy?
Where I do not see that.
Like the place you're highlighting, and then there's a green block underneath it, and then supervisor worker output. What do you think about renewable energy?
I think there's probably this ordering which is output. Because okay, at this point, NPC start change subject.
Okay.
It's not linear because everything in real time, things might be out of order.
Okay.
But at a certain point, supervisor gave the directive to change subject, and NPC starts saying, "Okay, human person, I find the idea quite intriguing. How would you go about achieving that? What kind of preparation should I make my journey to the outer space?" Why are they talking about outer space? That's so weird. Okay, anyway. And the NPC start abruptly changing subject, renewable energy. Oh, it's just another buzzword like going green. I think supervisor is probably too aggressive. He needs to let a conversation flow for a little bit. Based on your discussion about renewable energy, how does it apply to space travel?
Right.
So the other player is confused, to say the least. And the funny thing is that at a certain point, we start seeing the conversation history that the human he's not really a human player. We call it human player. It's just another agent. The receiving agent start commenting. You seem to be interested in a variety of topics. So, well, clearly it's not working, but it's a fun experiment. This is how the supervisor tries to influence only one character. This is what ends up like. So today we're gonna try new things. Okay. Our goal is to control, steer the entire conversation and sort of resets it to a new topic while still retaining some memory of the past. Okay, ideally, it could be some little chapters or episodes where, well, we only have one scene right now, but just imagine, yeah, they're talking, and this next thing we switch to maybe next hour or something, and during that gap hour, something has already happened, and the supervisor sort of try to make something up. He's also responsible for writing the script, and after that hour has passed, the conversation resets, but the characters still sort of have memory, some kind of memory of the past, and then they maybe talk about something new. This is what we are trying to achieve right today.
Yep.
Okay. So again, going back to the idea board, then I'm gonna make a copy of this. Okay, this is irrelevant. Put this aside. Gonna make the copy of this, and let's think how we can achieve that.
Yep.
This is like intervening. I move this to the top actually. This is sort of like intervene. Oh, yeah, better stay at the bottom. This is like intervening supervisor. Like one thing though, I don't think its output needs to change because it just received the state of the game.
Yep.
Whenever there's an update, and then sort of just intervene by either he could go here or go to this agent, give it directive. Okay, I'm gonna put the arrow to another place because I think it'll be different input. Or it just kind of manipulates the state of the game directly like this.
Okay.
Or a combination of the three.
True, but it's never telling both characters to do something, right?
Well, would that be effective? Like, if you think about, if we are trying to emulate, it's sort of like okay, another way I'm thinking about this is like pressing the fast forward button.
Okay.
How do you fast forward the state of the world?
Everything's changing faster. The thing I don't get is, I guess one of the character has to be the actual player if we want this to be a game, right? So as a supervisor, I don't think you have the ability to control the actual player.
I think it's always the other way around. Actual player like alters the simulation, not the other way around.
Right. So essentially, your supervisor shouldn't be controlling all characters.
I don't get how this is related to how human player is gonna play the game.
So I see you have the arrow coming from supervisor to character 1 and character 2. So are we assuming the supervisor is the player himself, and then character?
No. The whole thing right now, we don't have any human input right now.
Okay.
We just want to make this more and more and more complex until it simulates a sort of maybe a multi-person interaction, maybe a small town, just like how they did a generative agent. We're trying to build this up.
Okay.
Once there's a super complex dynamic, I think then it's much more fun for humans to start intervening by then.
I see. Okay. So
we just try to make this world operate on its own right now. So to answer your question, supervisor, in my mind, is going to be the fully autonomous agent, another agent.
Okay.
That participates in creating this world.
Okay. I'm just thinking out loud here. I guess all you need then is for the supervisor to alter or update the summary. As we talked before, like each character doesn't have to maintain its own memory. I think it's the same thing here. Each character doesn't have to receive separate instructions. They just need to know what to do from summary.
Okay. I think though each character will eventually have their own private memory because they don't want to tell what other people think. What other people they're gonna have their own thoughts.
Agree. But in supervision, it should be a shared memory.
For now, this is okay. If I change this, I think change it to
shared knowledge or something.
This is a state. State of the game. I think it's more clear. Like if so, do you alter the agent themselves, or do you just sort of just manipulate the state and say ignore whatever happened, or this is how it's gonna be now?
I think you almost want to introduce a concept of, I don't know, chapter or something.
Yeah, we gotta have episodes now.
Yes. So you're still going to retain your past history, but now that we've entered a new chapter, in our world, it's going to be a new topic. Then you could probably shelve your original summary and focus more on the new chapter.
Okay. So let's make this more concrete, right? If the previous state is summary, right now our entire state consists of summary and past history. Now summary, they explore, right? Past history. Character 1, character 2. Now, so if we were to manipulate the state, what's the new state going to look like? Well, the first thing is, do we need to change the format, the schema of this?
We might need something. Again, I'm just thinking while I talk. So I wonder if we can distinguish a folded summary and a more relevant summary. I guess what I mean is within chapter 1, as things progress, you keep updating your summary. But now that we're entering chapter 2, somehow whatever summary you generated for chapter 1, it should be even more condensed with an additional mention of the new topic.
Okay. Sort of like distant memory now.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's not chapter recent history. Just to. Okay. So let me take a stab at this, what he just said.
So essentially, my idea is to not lose track of the old history, but we do need to start emphasizing the transition into a new chapter. Again, I would retain the recent convo history just to make sure their conversation is coherent.
But I think in here, then you're gonna have to treat this differently, because this is right now. I think order matters. This is now the latest thing that the LLM is gonna see. And if you call it recent conversation history, that's a very strong bias.
Okay, I guess we can call it conversation context, or just call it the past two conversations. Yeah.
How about this?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, we probably got to rephrase this a little better, but well, in that sense, I think it's really 4 items now.
How?
Oh, you don't need that. So it's either this or that.
Yes. Sorry. Just so I understand, what do you mean by either this or that?
The first time supervisor resets the memory, you would have this, right? And then you have what happens now. You don't have recent history. This is empty. This is what happened last time.
Okay.
Right. And what happens now? And then after the first conversation kicks off, I believe you gotta have this. And okay, so my question is, when the new conversation, when new line, either of the characters said, when that
Mhm.
takes place, how are we going to change the state how are we going to change the state?
I think you'll have a new topic indicator or new chapter indicator. If this indicator is true, then your prompt will say something like, this is what previously happened. Now we're entering a new chapter, which is blah, blah, blah. And this is the last thing they talked about. You have to switch to the new topic while ensuring the conversation is not awkward.
You have to switch the new.
So essentially, if they were talking about, like, you're basically not erasing the last conversation, but tell them to do a natural transition.
Right. So that's the you're talking about the instruction prompt to the character.
Mhm.
But so after the character has spoken something, like how will the new state gonna look like? Yeah.
Okay. So
I think
yeah.
I think okay, the summary really doesn't really do anything. So the summary just like a passive memory recorder, right? It doesn't
Mhm.
really takes any action. So when the supervisor intervenes, it resets the summary to such a state so that when the new character sees it,
Mhm.
it voluntarily start a new topic.
Yeah.
So in order to achieve that, what the new character, I think that this is is this state good enough for that to happen? This is not a prompt. This is the state that you're feeding to. Then we're going to construct the prompt. Okay, let me be more
Right.
concrete. So from this,
Mhm.
you're gonna construct a new prompt. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the structure is good enough.
Previously, current event,
Mhm.
current focus, or something like that. Okay.
Yep.
Obviously, we're not gonna. And how long are we gonna keep this?
I would probably keep the last four conversations, like 2 NPC conversation, 2 player conversation. So 4 in total. It's still 1-2-1-2. Yeah. By the way, did you put the character 1-2 under current focus intentionally?
No. This is sort of like after the first round of conversation, what the state's gonna be like. So
Okay.
but I do feel this is too much information. I think it's gonna confuse the prompt.
Okay.
Let's see here. So after it goes through NPC, then you have this. Or should you at this point, because you already have this first conversation, should you compress this part? I'll compress the entire part into one. That was my question. Because if you keep going, like, is this necessary?
I guess if you move into chapter 2, is it going to be a completely new slate? or does it still reference something from chapter 1?
I mean, yes, in here, yes, maybe you need because this is generally the first few conversations.
Mm-hmm.
But do we still need to keep this after maybe the conversation have progressed enough? In here, maybe I already have another line here.
My gut feeling is that you do. Like, for example, if you're talking about home decoration in chapter 1 and talking about space travel in chapter 2, you might want to bring a couple furniture from chapter 1 with you into chapter 2.
But shouldn't that be captured by the entirety of the summary instead of the last maybe 5 or 10 lines they talked about?
Right.
Okay,
I
that's
thought
what
you were going to replace
combination. I think
previously.
it's okay. Previously, there's summary, and then there's last few lines.
Right. I think this makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So let's recap. Okay. So this is our new schema, the 𝗪𝗶𝘃 state. Okay, so we need to sort of devise the schema accordingly. I'm going to copy this over here. The initial state, nothing is here. There's nothing. Oh, should I actually write JSON just not to? Okay, previously. This is empty. Oh. Okay, we can actually kick off with some kind of, even the pilot episode like has some backstory. This is how we start.
Yep.
But there's no conversation. Okay. And then you keep appending to the current conversation while you sort of retain what happened previously.
Yes.
So then when it ends, you sort of rotate. Okay, then you rotate back to the next chapter.
Mm-hmm. So when you go to chapter 2 for chapter 3, for example, then whatever happened in chapter 2 will be combined in the chapter 1 previously.
Okay.
Yeah. So you keep rolling.
Okay. All right. So let's code this. Okay. Should we divide work, or should we just coding on one machine?
I think it's mostly backend.
Okay, but I can see sort of one person writing the prompt. Okay, let's do a little pair coding, like first, and then see
Okay.
where we go leave from here. The next thing though I want to figure out is, before that, can we take a 2-minute break? I'll come back.
Okay.
All right, be back real soon. All right. Emily, you ready?
Yep.
So let's just use 𝗤 to sort of define the schema first, what we need.
Yep.
But before we even do that, let me just at least put the supervisor into a separate file. This is long overdue.
Yeah, probably.
Supervisor spec is here. Wait, why is it not editable? Oh, here.
I think you're in the test file.
Oh. Supervisor spec. And the supervisor spec, and where's the supervisor? I'm gonna move both to a new file. Okay, just to clear things up. Move to a new file. Wait, what? I thought it's gonna move to a new file. All right. So for the supervisor now, file. All right. Gonna make a commit. Now, the next thing I want to do is to... Yeah, nobody writes commits message these days. Nobody. I hope so. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is to sort of use 𝗏 to sort of define a state we just talked about. I think it's a good thing because there is a lot of things you need to generate for the... So there's, I think, small pieces of things you need to generate from the LLM these days. This time, it's more elaborate. So let's try. Let's give it one go. Okay, the first try. Const. What do we call it? Game state. Just schema equals to... Okay, this is not bad. Do we still need a counter? Oh yeah, I guess we need a counter.
Unless we change the supervision to some other heuristics, we might still need counter for the time being.
Okay. How many lines? Okay. Number of lines for... We just call it chapter. Okay. We're gonna introduce the concept chapter. Previous. Let's do a little bit of hierarchical. So this is previous theta object. So we have summary and history and this. Previously you have a summary. Previously you have recent history. Okay. And now we have current If you have a better name, feel free to interject.
Okay.
How's this?
Let me know if I missed anything. Why do you need recent history under previous?
I thought you wanted to add the last conversation, the last few lines from the last chapter.
I don't think you need that. So when I say I want to include the last conversations, so regardless whether we're still in the same chapter or in the next chapter, I just want to include in general what was the lines before.
Yeah, but if you don't distinguish, it's gonna be a very strong bias because that's gonna be the bulk of the LLM prompt, and I think they're gonna be biased towards that regardless. If you don't like clearly distinguish, oh, this is what happened before.
Oh, okay.
And this is what happens now.
I see.
If you don't distinguish, then alternatively, you could just mark every single line on the episode it happened, but I think that's more complex.
Yeah. Okay, I guess this is fine. I suppose we can put current chapter summary and recent history into a now object, like what you had for previous.
Sure. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is also like, if there's a generally a like the last 10 lines of what happened, you need to know like in which chapter it happened. So essentially, that's I mean
Right,
either way, right?
right.
Okay. Let me do this. So this is like this.
Yeah, I think this is clearer.
And previous doesn't need total number of lines because what's relevant is this.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, let's implement that. This, if this looks good, let's implement this. Okay.
I think now the tricky part is how do you structure the prompt when you're about to enter a new topic?
Yeah, we will find out.
Yeah.
I would guess it is a lot more complex than before, which is a good thing because we need to make I don't expect to just naively work.
Actually, so in your prompt, you really just need to say, given these previous summary and the current summary, how do you respond to this? So,
Correct.
what I,
That's correct. That's correct.
right, then doesn't it simplify the recent history from previous and recent history from current? All you need is the last conversation, regardless whether you're about to enter a new chapter or still in the same chapter.
Oh, can you say it again?
I guess my understanding of the prompt is going to be given historically we were doing this and now we're doing this. How do you respond to something?
Yeah.
So instead of keeping track of those recent history, can we just keep track of the last conversation? For NPC, that's going to be the last thing that player said. For player, it's going to be the last thing that NPC said.
The very last line.
Yeah, very last line.
But then it's gonna have the tendency to sort of keep going. But you do give it okay, I see you do give it a clear directive, like let's change subject. I think that's
Yeah. I think that's easier to maintain than having recent history split between previous and current.
yes.
And you probably don't need that much recent history anyway.
So it's like this.
Yes.
Okay, let's try. Then this goes
Call
to
it last conversation where the most, how do you phrase it? It should just be a z string.
So it's a summary?
It's just that one line. For example, NPC : something something something.
This?
Yeah.
Well,
so it's gonna be the very last conversation the counterparty said.
what about the current topic? They need to keep track of like a list of things they have just said in order to generate the next line. Oh, you mean the previous?
No, I just meant
This is a
forget.
line.
So this is basically what the NPC just said last time.
But
Or
then you would generate very incoherent conversation for the current episode because there's no history.
the history will be under either previous summary or current summary.
Yes,
reason-
but that's very expensive. You're gonna generate summary every single time.
Ah, right. I forgot about the trigger condition for summary. Okay, change it back to 𝗟𝗏𝗃 then.
I mean, yeah. So there's a problem of if you keep 10, it's gonna overwhelm the if it's from past, it's gonna overwhelm the prompt, and then there's no way for you to tell whether this previous list of history comes from previous chapter or the current chapter.
Speaking of this overwhelming issue, I wonder if we just change the trigger condition from 10 to 5 at most, would it help with the topic shift?
Yes, but it's a very imperfect memory because this is the entire state of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a highly compressed with very lossy memory.
Right.
But like if you have more, you could have more fidelity. You could have feed more things into a context window. Why not? LLM. Right? Because compression for, I guess, for no reason. Because you only compress when you cannot hold anything any longer.
Okay.
Right? And then keep a shorter line means more frequent summarization. I think.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, let's give this a try then.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, okay, I think it's still gonna have that overwhelming issue, but let's see. So this is essentially the input now. This is, I think, the state of the. This is what. Okay, what it used to output. We're gonna get rid of this. This is the old one. Summary plus history schema. Oh, okay, we already have a file. Let's just replace that with this. What is 𝗟𝗏string.refine?
It's just trying to verify whether the line started with human player or NPC or not.
Oh, okay. We still need that. Okay, we still need that. Okay, let me try to combine these two. So all we have now is we have this new distinction between pre-summary and the current summary, and then we have total number of lines. And then we combine these.
Yep.
Now, let's go back to the conversation worker and fix all the errors, and hopefully it just magically works. Okay. Okay, we still got to code one by one. Okay, let's go through this. Oh yeah, before that, yeah, let's change the schema first. Okay, it's always good to have to go from top to bottom.
Yep.
So we have connections.
Connections doesn't change.
I think it does because right now we're connecting to the NPC, one of the characters. We've got to reconnect to we're wired to the.
Oh, wired to the summary worker.
Yeah, I think so. I think we got to do that.
Okay.
We have player worker to summary. This is okay. NPC worker to summary. This is okay.
Actually, does it know? I guess I'm asking, does the order of defining these connections matter?
I don't think so.
Then how is it able to tell it should be, for example, from NPC to summary, summary to supervisor, supervisor to summary, summary to player, player to summary?
How does the order of the data flow go?
Yeah. So
It's like passing balls. You drop a ball in there, and a bunch of things triggers a reaction. It's a chain of reaction, so it's
right.
reaction based.
So I guess my question is, when when NPC drops something to summary, does summary know to send it to supervisor first before sending it to human player?
I think last time the way we kind of did that is supervisor acts on its own thread and can interrupt anytime. I think we introduced a new input to the NPC called supervision. I think we're just gonna move that.
So different input output stream.
Yeah,
Okay.
different input. That's the answer. Yeah.
Okay.
So now I think we're just gonna move this over to the summary.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so summary to player worker, that's okay. Summary to NPC worker. Input summary. Oh, because NPC has two. Okay, you don't need this anymore because NPC now back to having one input. Now you have summary to supervisor worker, and supervisor instead of NPC now goes to summary. And then you have this input supervision. This stays unchanged. All right. So then now back to the summary.
Do you have you have the summary to supervisor? Okay.
Yeah. Let me just combine these two files because there's too many files. Refactor, move to file. Summary. Let me just cut and paste this. Summary. Yep. Move this back to here. So now, summary needs a new input called supervision.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it already has two inputs. Okay. And yeah, then this third one. This is the first time we have three inputs. All right. And then yeah, this thing needs to change. This whole thing needs to change. So now we have, oh, by the way, we have a new tool called merge. That's really good. So it's gonna merge the two inputs. And I think I'm just gonna continue using this because this is so convenient. I merged three inputs in here. I can freely pick and choose the kind of thing I want to merge. Then I gotta do some kind of switch case for this, like if tag case NPC case player, this remains the same. I do this break, and then now I'm gonna do a new case supervision break and default just in case throw invalid tag. Okay, that's the structure. I'm gonna move the whole thing to the first block like this. Does that make sense? Okay. Let me move the supervision back to the first one because that's the most important thing here. If it receives a supervision, what it's gonna do? It's gonna.
So if you receive from supervision, you still need to know which one to pass to next. Is it passing to NPC or passing to player?
I don't think it passes to, and there's no concept of passing. It's just like there's only one output.
Right. Right. So it's trying to.
It just emits the state, and then it's up to the NPC and the other agent up to themselves to decide. So the responsibilities is pushed to them when they are going to respond.
Oh, okay.
So I think all we're concerned here is yeah, this is not a very good name. Game state. I think this is the game state. The entire game. It just needs to output game state. That's it.
Right. I guess I need to refresh my memory on how they were able to talk to each other.
Talk in turns.
Yes.
So the way they know when it's their turn to talk is sorry, hold on. Is let me change this first. Is to say for the player.
Yep.
It's a very simple heuristic. If the last message went from the player, then the player should not respond. Just
okay.
We kind of think we briefly talk about. We could have two ways of doing this. We're experimenting with this way. The other way is you have another overarching controller to kind of issue commands on your turn to talk, giving clear control signals. We can have a control unit for that.
Yeah.
But that would sort of feels artificial because we want to try to emulate as close to the real world as possible until we fail.
Okay.
So in the real world, people wait for their turns. Sometimes they accidentally talk to each other. Sometimes when they have heated conversation, they talk over each other. So it's chaotic.
Yeah.
I just sort of want to emulate that. Right now, you have a very polite world.
You have big conversation breaking down into smaller conversations. I guess just anticipating that need in the future. Should we have a central coordinator, or does each player decide whether they want to talk or not?
Well, okay, that's my point. I want to introduce this as late as possible.
Okay.
Only when multiple like if they cannot self-organize anymore.
Okay.
Or
cool.
Then that feels like program. That's not autonomous agents anymore.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I think at a certain point we're gonna have to do that, but I'm just trying to keep that down to the minimum, like only when necessary. Okay, it works for 2 players right now. Actually, one of our interns is working on 3-player game.
Okay.
I told him to try both for this. I will see. All right. Okay, let's keep editing this. So we have a game state. So if there's a supervision signal, so supervision currently is I don't think it's a very clear defined. Supervision is one string, which gives you a new topic. Is that enough?
Supervision is one string.
One string.
Do you mean something like a new topic indicator.
Is that enough? So
I want to say one string is enough for the current setting.
okay. So then the summary needs to sort of combine the supervision signal with the current state and generate a new state so that the new state is sort of the reset state, the state that's ready for the player to play with. Right?
Yeah.
So whenever there's a supervision, where's the current state? The current state, I think, is just in the memory somewhere. Oh, actually generates new state every time. Summary of all the past, the recent summary, recent history. Okay, I think that's at this point, our architecture is such that this is stateless. The summary, this central thing is stateless. Stateless meaning we say it's memory, but it doesn't really have a memory. The memory gets passed around, like round and round. This itself doesn't have a memory. Doesn't have a enclosed variable to keep track of the state of things. I think that needs to change now, because right now, what we have right now is this, sort of like this, and summary passes the entire state to character 1, character 1 then passes back, summary takes a new state. It's stateless, right? But now, because when the supervision comes in, it needs to immediately emit a new state. I guess in that sense, it needs to emit a new state, so that I guess in that sense, it needs to know what happened previously. But there's no way of knowing previously unless the supervisor passes the state to it. I think that's going to solve the problem.
I see.
Should we continue keep it stateless? I think stateless is a good thing, but if we keep it, okay, another question is, who should be responsible? Like, I've not come to think out loud about it. I think the supervisor should take more responsibility of altering the state to a new thing, and then pass it to the
Summary.
Because we want to keep the summary just a very passive record keeper.
Right. I think it makes sense. So basically, the memory alteration should happen in supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess in that sense, where's that? I think so. The supervision input should be a state like this.
Supervision input. Yes.
Should we even call it supervision? Let's call it something else. Intervention.
It's worse than supervision.
Okay.
I guess coordinator or something.
No. I mean, from the summary's perspective, the summary doesn't know. Like, summary sort of just knows, oh, if this thing comes along, I gotta override everything. That's what summary knows. It doesn't know if it's from a supervisor or from anybody else. It's just like, I take this input, NPC. If NPC comes in, I do this. If player comes in, I do this.
Yeah.
If this state comes in, I pass it along.
Okay. I guess it's like a state manager.
Right. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's, I think supervision is okay for now.
Yeah, I am in
Because the function is really, okay, it doesn't really need to do anything. It's just emit it and a break, right? Oh, sorry, not break. Oh, yeah. This is the breaking the switch, and then it continues.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, this break is confusing. Jump target cannot cross function one. What? Okay, never mind. And then if it's NPC or player, it does a job of summarizing what happened previously, right? But now we have a slightly different schema, which is it also has a previous chapter.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, should we change the prompt?
Yes.
How? Okay. So we have recent history. Okay. This is constructing the recent history string. This is the oldest string. If it's okay, I guess this part it doesn't change. And then summarize the previous summary and the recent conversation history into a single summary. Okay, it's trying to compress. So this is summary of all the past. This is where did you get this? Oh, okay. This is at the beginning. This is empty.
Right. So if this is the case for NPC or player, do you have to change it?
I guess not. It's just that now we have a new piece of information, which is the previous chapter. What happened in the previous chapter? Well, I think we need to incorporate that. I think that's it.
Right. So essentially,
Oh, actually, maybe not. Like, do we need to keep a very solid history always? What happened previously, and while continuous compressing the current summary?
yeah, I felt like creating previous summary is the job of the supervisor. Um, the summary worker will keep updating the current summary based on recent history for human player and
Okay.
NPC.
So we just kind of pass down previous summary, and it keeps unchanged.
Yeah, I think that's the way I understand it.
Okay. Okay. Let's try that. So we don't really need to change this.
Maybe just slightly summarize the.
I
So
don't understand why there's a stating here. Like, you don't need to have a stating here. Because
is it actually used?
I think so. Like, if I comment this counter, you probably need, but summary of all the past. I think this you can get from. Oh, actually, yeah, you need that because
Isn't
the
it?
player actually just gives you a string. You do need to keep track of what happened. So
Oh,
I take it back. It does have a state. It does have a state. Let me. I think this is kind of confusing. Let me do this. Okay. Let me just have a proper state variable in here to capture its entire previous. Wait, what? Oh. Or yeah, let me do it properly. Game state. Create a new type. All right. And then this you can easily extract from the state. Current state, which is current state.current.summary.
Yeah.
And then new summary. Equals this. We'll console log this and total number of lines. Let's say equals 1. Then we're gonna emit the entire state. So okay, then that's easy. Then this becomes kind of easy.
Yeah.
You just output the state.
Right. So is this the player and the NPC strings follow the same logic?
No, they follow different logic. Oh, you mean in the summary?
Yeah, other than line 65.
Yeah, I combine them. That you see, like this.
Right. So you don't have to put any separate code under line 63?
No, this is like a switch case pass through. Like in these two cases. All of this.
Oh, okay. I see. One more thing. So under supervision case, I think that's when you will have to move the current summary to previous summary. Or in other words, completely update current state.
Oh, right. Whenever supervision overrides it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, then we should just take as is. Right. So this is actually a variable. Do we need the history anymore? Or we don't need this one anymore. Wait, what? Oh, right. Right. Let me combine this. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me commit this. Let me just stash this extra thing like Jupyter Notebook experiment I was doing. So this is kind of annoying. Okay, done. Now, let's go back to the players. Or I mean the characters. Okay. There are a few things that I need to fix now. Input has slightly changed. Change to current summary. Oh, just for context, sorry. This is the player's worker. I think for NPC worker it's separate, but the logic is mostly the same. Just that the prompt is slightly different. The NPC has a slightly more sarcastic character. I should change it to emo character and see what happens. Okay. Anyway, Is that all? Is that all I need to change? Just to accommodate to the new schema? Oh no, I think there's more than that. Because now we do need to tell it.
Do you though? So the background is the current summary.
Yeah, but then you have this piece of history, conversation history. It doesn't even know like if it's from previous chapter. If you don't tell it, its natural tendency is just gonna keep adding to the conversation. Or at least you gotta tell it, okay, what's the previous chapter?
Right. Yeah, so the background will be previous summary, and what happens now is the current summary.
Okay, how do we write that?
So maybe just do previously and then what's happening now.
Yeah. Let me try previous chapter current because this is a game. Then chapter kind of makes sense. Previous chapter, current chapter, and then we move to the current summary. Okay, I'm gonna rename this current summary. Oh, let me just.
I think you can just do a data of input. Yeah.
Yeah, this is okay. What happened so far?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is too much for a smaller model. So let's try. We only know what we try. Previously. How about this?
Yes.
But how? Just put a recent history like this.
Yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's revisit. Okay. I think this part can be shared with both player and NPC. I'm just gonna
Probably, yeah.
make a function. Okay. All right. So try generate function first. And then, yeah, I need to export this game state. Excellent. Okay. Your job. Yeah, I think this is too. 𝗥𝗲𝗃 has. Yeah, we don't need that anymore, do we?
No.
Responds with. Okay, it doesn't even have a clear. Below is a current open. Your job. You. Yeah, let me rewrite this slightly. You are a. Your job is to write what the human player should say next based on the content. Oh, thank you. Okay. Below is a conversation happen in the okay. Instructions. generate context, things response with do not repeat what's already said in Henry's. Right, only JSON, nothing else. Okay. Is this good enough?
Ideally, that should just work.
Okay, now let's kind of try to change the NPC thing to kind of mirror what we just did. Okay, NPC doesn't need supervision anymore. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Has a single input now.
If they're behaving in such a similar way,
you want to combine them?
Yeah.
Should we do that now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the same actually. Only part that's different is to instruct it to use a sarcastic tone. I remember correctly.
Yeah, and then that can be done in your, I guess, a custom function or something.
Oh wow, there's a lot of let me just get rid of this. By the way, we haven't tried a Mistral instruct.
Okay.
I think that's gonna help us like produce like exact kind of output we need, but with few shot learning. But we're gonna try that eventually.
Okay.
Now, yeah, that's a good point. So, how about okay? What are the things that needs to change? So this is human player. This part needs to change. This part needs to change. Okay. And then, yeah, let me just get rid of all that. It's in the history anyway. The rest are the same. So all you need to change is this and that. Right?
Yep.
So let us create a function. If this continue, okay, I kind of know how to write this now.
If it's too complicated, we can always do it later.
I don't think so. I don't think it's complicated. It is a yeah, I don't think it's complicated.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try. Function gen maybe gen prompt. Okay, so I'm going to copy the entire thing in the for loop in here. All our jobs are always for loops because we are real time and continuous. I'm going to copy everything except for the last line. Okay. Just in case. All right. And then if in here, I think it's just slightly, I'm going to say return now. Okay. So response equals to away maybe generate prompt. If not response, continue. Otherwise, emit.
Yep.
Wow, that is a lot better.
We'll have to pass in role as well. For example, role human player.
Role. Human NPC. So this is the human. Start with role. Let me just create an array for this. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay. Your job is to write what the
Label by role.
Okay, I think this entire thing probably the instruction we'll just give it a little more flexibility.
Yeah.
Let's say directive by role. Wow. Oh my goodness.
This is so convenient.
An NPC with what's the personality?
Let's keep doing sarcastic.
Okay. I don't want to change this. Okay, let's just change this one. Like just give it a more. Okay, give it a more flexibility. Oh my goodness. Totally gonna change, like replace our job. Render us jobless. You are a conversation writing assistant to act, play the role of an NPC named. Give him the name, okay? What's his name? What its name?
Jeremy.
That's Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jeremy Clarkson from the Grand Tour.
Named NPC with a sarcastic streak. Okay.
Oh yeah, he is very sarcastic.
Okay, let's try. Let's try. Your job is to and respond to the and write what Jeremy should say next based on the context. All right, thank you. Okay.
Wait, go back.
Yes.
Drop what the human play. Oh, okay, makes sense. Cool.
Yeah, we're not doing this in a very scientific way because we should really sort of change one thing and see the results and blah and whatnot. But okay, what is topic tracker?
That was basically the role for supervision now.
Oh, okay. So we don't need
completely
this.
ignore that.
We don't need any of this. I believe I can just actually I think there only needs to be one worker in the future. Like we just like give it like different job options.
Yeah.
Yeah, for now. We're working towards that direction, but for now. Just gonna replace the entire for loop in here. This we don't need anymore. Why is it the string or this? Okay, I need to check something real quick.
For the NPC, I guess now you only have one stream.
Right, let me check the definition of the, oh, yeah, I still got a supervision here.
Yeah, so you can change all that into game state. Yeah.
So it should just work, right?
I think so.
Let me commit first.
Have we done everything necessary for supervisor worker?
Have we done everything with supervisor worker?
Yeah, like for the supervisor spec, have we updated everything?
Oh no, we haven't.
Oh.
We totally missed the whole supervisor. Oh goodness. Yeah, it shouldn't feel this easy. All right, supervisor. Game state. Input is game state. I think output should also be game state now, right? We just talk about, right? So how do we supervise? I'm going to get rid of all this and rewrite this. How do we supervise?
So that would be, we could still do whenever, like every tense conversation or something.
I don't even know why I write that. I'm just sort of hoping that miracle happens. This is so bad. Oh my god. I don't even know why. I was out of pot. I was writing that. I'm like, okay, you should do the job now. This is so horrible. This is horrible. Okay. So, yeah, let me do it properly. Just for readability. Okay. If conversation is too long, generate the prompt, and then we have to construct a new state. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay. So what needs to change? Oh yeah, a lot of things need to change actually. So, I'm working backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Previous. Now I think we have come to the point where I think we're gonna maybe we even need multiple calls here, like multiple LM calls here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Let's think backwards. We need a summary. Right?
Right.
And currently, this summary is the new topic.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel there's some kind of overlapping because the summarizer also has the function of summarizing. Let me do a quick peek on the summary thing. How is it doing the summarizing? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's slightly different, I think. I think what it does is because you already have previous summary.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think you can just change. Oh wait, never mind. So it should be.
Let me
Two cases for the supervisor. So for the first time, it's proposing a new topic. Wait, what am I talking about? So let's think about it. When it reaches the tense conversation, now it's time for a new topic. So whatever that's in current summary can just be moved to previous summary. And then we'll put a new topic in new summary. And then
correct, except that maybe because you still have a few lingering recent conversation that you need to summarize.
Uh,
Oh yeah, I was jumping ahead, but that's what I was
does
thinking.
not matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay. I think I'm mad. Kind of mad. This is like 10, and at most 10 lines. Oh, but it's in the recent history. Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. We can sort of ignore it for now. Previous prompt. Let me write the structure first, okay, and then const. How do we come up with a new term? One thing though, if we have a smaller model, I don't sort of expect it to do two things at the same time. I don't expect it to. Oh, you don't need. Oh, sorry, you don't need the previous summary. You don't need this. This is already given to you.
Right. I was wondering.
So this just equals state dot previous dot current.
Oh, actually, so this is assuming previous summary is an empty string, and you can simply replace it. What if you have previous summary already for chapter 1? You have current summary for chapter 2. Now you're moving to chapter 3. So essentially, you want to combine your chapter 1 previous summary and chapter 2 current summary into one previous summary. So I think you still need to do a simple LLM call where it's consolidating the previous summary with current history if previous summary is not an empty string.
So what you're saying is we still gotta do this.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Wait, what?
So I think you're missing recent history. That can just inherit from input. Do you want to do 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗃?
This is the second time I've done this today. I think it's an API design issue, to be honest. I think.
Output can both be a verb and a noun.
I've done this twice myself.
Oh man.
As the designer of the framework, something got it. What do we do about this?
I personally like 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗃, input.feed.
We don't need to call it output. We call it results.
It's almost like request response or next or then kind of design.
Yeah. Let's think about this later. So
Yeah.
That's the issue. Okay. So let's write out a prompt. Then we are. Oh, I think we're already like. How long have we been to this live stream now? We're 2 hours in now. Yeah. Let's quickly wrap this.
Yep. Previous chapter's prompt. Summarize the following into one paragraph.
Okay, let me just work backwards. So what do we have now? Is previous chapter summary. I'm totally not writing this. So this can be derived from the state, right?
Yes.
And what do we need?
Current chapter summary. Consolidate into
Yeah,
one.
well, I mean, might as well just put a history here, conversation history here as well.
Sure.
Because I do realize a problem. If we are supervising, intervening every 10 episodes, well, sorry, every 10 lines. Currently, our summarizes every 20, or sort of every 10. It's
Okay.
almost the same. So wait, we got a one guy who kind of just left the message in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's a spam guy. It's our first. He says, "What is Comcast?" I think that's totally spam. Anyway, first ever. Okay. Because we would then have to guarantee that our supervision always supervises after the first summary has been made, which I think is just I don't know. A lot of things you need to take care of. So I think I'd rather just like, just keep it self-contained, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, do you want to trim the recent history even further when you emit output from supervisor?
Why do you need to trim it?
I guess since you've already summarized it here, so essentially your summary will contain part of the recent history.
That's a good point. But doesn't that defeat the purpose of? Because you said you want the player to be aware of what was said last time.
Right. Only maybe the last 2 lines or 3 lines, not necessarily 10 lines. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. Dot. Yes, thank you. Oh, horrible. Okay.
Previous chapters prompt generate a comprehensive summary or generate a consolidated summary based on all context.
Right. Of the previous chapters, the summary of the previous chapters, and
Write a consolidated summary of everything that's happened.
no, I think I need to be more specific than that.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe it works, but okay. I just want to be sure. Okay, now.
Generate a random new topic.
Should we? What's the input of this topic? Should we use this previous chapter prompt? Previous chapter summary.
You could. I mean, your new chapter should essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Give it a natural progression.
You are a script writing. Your job is to write. Oh, the context provided.
Be dramatic.
Be And how do we make it sound like so that it's a new it's gonna be different from the previous one? Change the scene time.
I would say do not repeat previous
That's kind of vague. What is that? Do not repeat.
So it would be something like keep the story progressing or something. The new chapter should be about
should take a new should have a new setting.
Yeah, setting or twist.
Okay, let's just try. Okay, we're done, right?
Yep.
This is so scary. Okay, let me commit this. Chances are something's gonna go wrong horribly.
I'm just really curious about the orchestration piece. Do you have to do the package and then const something equals package?
Oh yeah. I got rid of that of the from yeah we won't be able we don't need to do that anymore, but just for this.
Oh.
I'm gonna fix that later.
Okay.
We're not gonna be able to. We're gonna need to do that anymore. Because the ESM module is a pain, so I just got rid of ESM modules altogether.
Wait, but
The
then
only reason we need an ESM module that I thought back was because we need to use Ollama.
Right.
But Ollama can, if you can just load the module asynchronously, you don't have to change the original package. Because we're really trying to accommodate Ollama too much by completely altering our structure, which is not necessary.
Cannot access string Z. Do you still need it?
Let me just do z.string. For now.
I guess what's causing it though?
Not sure exactly. Okay. Oh, wait. We don't have the kickoff condition yet.
Does
I
it
knew
not?
something was missing.
Oh, let's go to the test case.
Okay, we have two different ways of kicking off. Like if we play it on the web, okay, let's do one step at a time. Let's kick off from here, the test. So yeah, this needs to change. This doesn't have typing. This one doesn't have typing. Input.
I guess you can do constant initial input : something just to force typing for now.
You're right.
And then so wrap that in current.
Should we put it in previous?
I would do current. Otherwise, what do you put?
Right.
Yeah. And then it's the counter that's throwing error. Why is it 1?
Because hello.
Oh, okay.
And then you want to feed that into
Player?
yeah, okay.
Oh,
The player take the state, right?
right.
Yeah, I think that's gonna kick off the whole thing.
Okay.
All right.
While you kick it off, why do you do yarn dev?
Right.
While you're kicking it off, I'm thinking maybe the proper way to kick off would be sending it to summary worker. Because essentially we're providing a new state.
All right, now. Oh my goodness. It crashed.
I think it's because of the naming. Where is it calling summary? We might have created a stream called summary before for NPC or something.
Really?
Go back to your conversation worker.
Yeah, that error is not good because that error is from Rust. See, from a low level. So
you see
indicates that maybe it's another bug somewhere that I need to fix.
Go up. I saw it while you were scrolling.
Where?
It's in the workflow definition. Yeah, expose summary NPC input. So you don't have to. So you can just expose default NPC input, for example.
How are people gonna catch that?
I think it makes sense. Honestly, once you use it for a couple of times, everything makes sense.
Oh my god. Okay. Let me do what? Let me do one more thing because this is running way too fast. Okay, way too fast. So, or is this okay?
I think it's okay. You just need to shut it off.
I have a way of slowing it down, but let me do that later.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Don't know what's going on.
Hey, I heard there were rumors. Oh, those rumors.
Okay, let me kill it. I think it's not run long enough. Why is it so long? Oh, we forgot to
Keep it short and succinct.
Yeah.
Prompt engineering is hard. It's easy to forget little things.
I mean, is it still better than coding? I think so. This is like a lot more natural, human-like. You feel like you're in the HR, you're in a managerial department organizing a bunch of people.
Okay, but think about it. If everything is now, I guess, natural language based, does it force everyone to talk in the same way?
Possibly.
It's kind of scary just to think about that.
If you think about this, we all talk computers now. Whether you like it or not, like it's ingrained in the way we talk and socialize.
True.
How? Okay. Keep it the response under 20. Reset, clear. All right, let's examine this. Are there any clues, artifacts, blah? while you search for clues I'm using, considering you're standing on an artifact. What artifact is this? How does it lead here? What do you think this particular artifact is to the ancient civilization? How can we use this artifact to find? You enlighten us on how this. Oh, I forgot to be sarcastic and helpful. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Seriously, you have to be that specific? Also, what is that block of text being printed out?
Sorry, what did you say?
What is the white block of text?
Yeah.
So is it something that's triggered by your kill condition?
Yeah, I need a better need a better no. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't tell. I can't really tell.
Okay.
I think. Wow, what's this?
It
Holy
feels
cow.
like the new chapter that was being generated.
Okay, let me do a little bit more console logging. Console dot log. All right. And then here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and then we also need keep under 100 words.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
And we need the what happened to be dramatic creative, right? So summarizing previous chapters. I'd love to know. Next message. What do you mean? I'd love to know. Wait, this instruction is not. Yeah, oh. Summarize. What? Oh. Is this the part of the? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I think that's the actual summary.
In the previous Animac and ancient civilization. Jesus.
So
Yeah,
essentially,
next chapter. Yes. Generating next chapter. Where's the next chapter? Okay, this logging is horrible. What, you know what? Let me just not generate log anything. Let me just not generate anything. Let me just log out, not anything, and comment this out. Comment all these things out. And then.
you need to. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can just comment out the process once.
All right, and then let me. Don't log this. Don't log that. Let's just observe the state. Okay.
Okay.
Summary. So whenever there's a new state, yeah, this we don't need. Let's observe the new state. Okay. Yeah, this is much better.
I am concerned why previous and current summaries are both empty.
No, they're not now.
But what's happening at the very beginning?
Wow, this is a very well, because we made it so. I think that's
Oh, that was the initial state?
yeah. Let's make it play for a while and see. Should reset. Okay, that goes to the supervisor probably. And reset. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feels like the flow is correct. Let's examine the I think it's 3 chapter into this. Okay, let's examine this. We gotta have chapter number actually.
True.
All right. Yeah, we gotta have a way of see how they oh no. It's gone too long. Yeah, I think yeah. Let me make one more change. Okay, because I think it's summarizing too long. New summary. Keep the response under 100 words. Okay. Okay, reset. Clear. Okay, let's go. Later in the game UI, I'm gonna display the summary, a new chapter as well, just to proper UI. Okay, round 3. Wow, this is really long. Chapter X, the Whispering Grove. What the? Okay. Let's examine this. Okay. Hello, I heard about this ancient civilization. Well, it's likely grand dinner party, but with no statues. Hello. Interesting, but states can't exactly hold a conversation now, can they? The statues? Yes, blah, blah. Okay. I suppose you can try unearthing. This is all good. At a certain point. Okay. Now we have previous. In the previous chapter, the mysterious ancient civilization has been hinted at with whisper. It's so verbose.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to change. As the story unfolds in the current chapter, our adventure has a drawn deep. I don't think it's a bad thing though, because more context makes a more richer conversation. Recently, during a conversation with a knowledgeable NPC, blah. Okay, good. Wow, it's doing pretty good job actually. With great attempt the human player, and they set out together. Oh, they set out together. Currents, chapter X. As the sun begins deep below the horizon, casting ethereal glow across the landscape. Oh, okay. So there's a gap. Okay, this is what they're supposed to. What's supposed to happen? I think it's like just skipping too much, fast forwarding too much. But as they journey deeper in the still, okay, recent history, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think this is kind of odd, but let's see.
Wait, what was the last converse? Oh, this is still retaining the last 3, right?
The last 3. Okay, then let's look at what's going. The echoes of the tale still resonate. Let's unravel them with caution.
I want to say the conversation direction changed.
Really?
Before they were talking about that, what was it? Whisper something?
I have a map that I found with some marking that pans this new thing. So what happens next? Wait. What?
How often is it reset?
Interesting. Let me wait. What? Oh, here. Let's start digging into the past then. I'm ready to learn about these silent witnesses you mentioned. Why does the human player speak twice? I think there's a bug somewhere.
Oh.
So this is the NPC's response. And then this is another response? Okay, let's see. Let's follow the maps and see. Leading on, let's decide the markings uncover their purpose. Yeah, I think these three just kind of weirdly lingers here. The recent conversation, which is not part of the current conversation, but as you go past a few chapters, you don't even know that's from the previous chapter.
Right.
Let's follow. Yeah.
I think we were rushing it towards the end. There's a lot of weird things going on.
Yeah. Then, okay, you know what? Let me try this. Keep it under 50 words. Let me try quickly try clear that the history. Like instead of retaining the last three, let's just retain.
Yeah, I think I'm still a little bit concerned about summary sending to supervisor, supervisor sending back to summary. So let's say the last conversation was NPC. So technically, when NPC sends back to summary worker will trigger it to both supervisor and player, right?
Yeah.
And then when the when the supervisor sends back to summary, now it's going to trigger player again. Because the last conversation still says NPC. Correct?
Yeah, that's fine though. Okay, I see.
That's why you have two human players, two NPC, two human players, two NPC.
Okay. Wait, let me think about this more offline. Okay, so under 50 words, change this. Let me just do 0. Wait, hold on. No. I think 0 should work. I just want to see. I just want to try real quick and see what happens. So we probably need to, okay. Real-time models is hard, I reckon.
Sure.
What?
Because you have an empty list.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna solve this today. How about -1?
Yeah, I think minus it still doesn't solve the issue.
Why not?
Because,
Oh. Yeah. I got it. I got what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a quick fix. Let me fix that. All right. So if
How are you gonna tell who speaks next?
it has this, and if it doesn't start with that, then I do the whole thing. This is super hacky. Okay. Otherwise, I return no. I think it's going to work. Let me see. If this doesn't work, then yeah, we call it a day. Okay. Oh wait, sorry. The did I? Revolutionizing is empty. Okay, it's empty. Sorry, that was not necessary. All right. Wow, this is so long.
I guess we'll need separate LM models for
Can
different.
you describe any of the marbles specific? Oh wow, it looks like it's working. New chapter. Go. Wait, there's some repeated conversation. There's still bugs here and there. Okay, let's examine this. Okay, I don't want this gone too long. They have a history. We trust that it's coherent. And to this point, I heard rumors, blah, blah, blah. And then previous chapter, recounted adventure as the human player engaged. Okay, this is all good. Amidst the shadow of the ancient city, a faint light flicker. It emanated from within the hidden chamber sealed in for eons. Ventured deeper into the mystery, they found themselves standing before an intricately carved door, etched with a symbol and pattern. Okay, symbol and pattern with a door. Oh, this is not bad. A feeling of unease crept upon them. With secrets away beyond this threshold, unravel the forgotten past. Now they grasp. Oh, okay. Wait, what? What? Tell me more about these ancient. What? Can you decide any of these marvels specific what makes sense? What marvel are we talking about? Wait, what? Library? What's going on? It's executed twice?
Wait, what's executed twice?
I think.
What's the execution condition? Is it every 2 or 3?
If conversation is too long,
right,
then do this.
Interesting.
Let me examine from the beginning. How many workers did I start? Conversation flow, NPC worker. I think start provisioning supervisor worker, start provisioning summary worker. But we already have it. We don't have a summary worker. Okay. I don't think
that's your conversation too long is over 10, right? If it's over 10, then it makes sense because your summary worker summarizes when it reaches 20.
Correct, but the length never reaches 10. Right. Summarize 20.
So when it's trying to build up to 20, 11 is going to trigger, 12 is going to trigger, 13 is going to trigger, 14 is going to trigger. so on and so forth.
How come?
Because
But
you don't generate.
But I
Oh,
reset it here.
oh, right.
Okay, let me check this again. Okay, well, let's just look at this for maybe another 5 minutes, and we call it a day. I think this episode has gone long enough. I think let's check the first time ever it generates a. Okay, this is the first time. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
if the trigger condition is 10, how is this ever going to reach 13?
right.
Go back to your conversation too
I think
long.
it's gonna reach 11, but never gonna reach 12. It shouldn't reach 12. Right.
Conversation too long, state dot total num of lines.
Yeah.
So
you probably have a point. This is being triggered multiple times.
so could it be that when it reaches 11, it is triggering the supervisor worker, but because supervisor worker takes long while it's generating the new plot,
Yeah.
the rest of the workers are still ongoing.
Yeah.
That still goes back to my concern about the orchestration piece. How do they know it should go in this way sequentially rather than everything just fire at once?
I was trying to follow real-time model until we can't. So the answer is it doesn't. But
the thing is, it is partially real time, but partially also requires a sequence.
right, in the supervising case, it's like a grand reset of everything. Right. So yep. We need to think about this.
Yeah, I don't even know whether all those things that were being printed out, like it could just be following multiple threads, like multiple states.
It could possibly.
Yeah,
Then it got all over the place. There's no unified shared memory.
true. I mean, they have a unified shared memory, they just don't have a order.
I don't think they have. I don't think they have. A unified shared memory means like they always read from the same place.
Ah,
They don't. Right now, state is being passed along.
right. So you could have something progressing faster, something progressing slower.
Yeah, we need to deal with that because even if fast or slow, but they kind of quickly converge to the same place. Even if there's a little bit lingering thing, it's tolerable, but it should overall just keep progressing.
Yeah.
Maybe shared memory is going to solve this issue, but let's think about this offline.
Even with shared memory, you shouldn't have these workers firing at the same time. If I want something executed sequentially, I should be able to do so.
I don't think you should limit when the workers execute. You should limit the streams themselves. Not how workers execute. Like the worker can run two things in parallel.
True. I think I'm talking more about stream rather than the worker. The worker should just keep listening to the stream, processing it.
I mean, there might be some wasted computation, but I think that's okay. But in general, use string to kind of have choke points where
Right.
sequentially. Yeah. Because you want this to be fast. Like later, it's definitely gonna. You got a more complex world. You might need 2 GPUs and even 2 nodes of computation.
Yeah.
You do want to run them in parallel as much as possible. It's just like a matter of how you structure the stream so that they don't kind of run over each other. The element, the data points of stream.
True. They should be passing a baton sort of thing. Is that what's it called? Like when you have 4 people doing the running race?
A tongue?
Yeah, it's like those sequential race where the first person runs for 100 meters, second
Oh, you mean the relay stick,
like
whatever.
passing something. I think it's called a baton. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
A sense of time. It's my turn. It's your turn.
True.
Okay, let's think about this. That's a good challenge. That's something I wanted to do. That's a good challenge. Anyway, let me end the live stream first. Okay, I think we've gone too long. Okay, bye everyone. See you next time. Next time we will
everyone
continue building up this real-time model, and hopefully we got a better model and make more sense. All right. 好，关。